reminder. Think Jack's evening. This
Okay, guys, here we are. Here we are. We are on day 4. Can't believe we're 4 days in so far. 4 days in so far. I'm sorry. My blanket. I'm a little cold, so give me a second to put this over my legs. And you guys get situated. So today, they, baby, I feel like an old grandma, right? Between this sweater and the silver hair and the lap blanket. Definitely somebody's granny. Okay. So, hey guys, hey, thank you for joining me. If this is your first time, sorry for the kerfuffle. Getting started. My name is Jay Stone. I'm a visual content strategist, and I teach tons of classes on AI to help you develop better content and create better creative products. So this week we're doing, well, this month we're doing 21 days of Midjourney. It's called Midjourney Madness, and that's because there's so many components of Midjourney that we need to learn. And so day 1, we went over just the structure for prompts. And then day 2, which was March 2nd, we went over and the Ring doorbell. I feel so unprofessional tonight. Okay. Day 1 was the prompt structure. Okay. Day 2 was the cheat code. How do you get better prompts? Okay. Day 3, we went over yesterday. We went over Midjourney parameters. That's how you give your Midjourney images more specifics and more details. And today we're going to go over art styles for photography. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right in. Okay, so present, share screen, and entire screen. All right, so let's get going. And I'm going to present. Okay, so we're going to talk about photography art styles. Photography art styles. So the truth about Midjourney photography. So the extra digits, extra fingers, that's going to happen. Okay, that's going to happen. We've come a long way from 2022 in terms of, before we had kind of, the eyes were always weird and they had extra digits on the fingers or fingernails were facing the wrong way, things like that. So we've gotten much better, but we still have some issues with hands and fingers. The AI just still can't get it right. Okay. Sometimes we still get a cockeye. They're not cross-eyed anymore. So, these aren't perfections, which is why we can generate so many images. And then the Midjourney editor fixes a lot of these issues. We will get into how to fix the Midjourney editor. We get into the editor. We start getting into editing on March 20th. Okay. So the last day, we'll get into the editor. For people who want to make images of themselves, right? Can I put in a picture of myself and get it to it generally does not do a good job. It also doesn't really do a good job of replicating people in general, with the exception of a few A-list celebrities. Some top tier celebrities and notable people, it will. But if you're looking at a B-list celebrity that, is culturally famous but not internationally famous, you might not be able to really get what you're looking for. Okay, that's a whole different process if you're trying to do a digital twin. It's not something that Midjourney does. And a lot of this, and you'll find a lot of the AIs are doing this, it's ethical, right? They're not allowing you to generate the likeness of other people, particularly people who make money off of their likeness. So if I wanted to generate images of Oprah, it's not really going to do a real bang up job of making it look like Oprah. It's just going to be Oprah adjacent. It's going to be similar to Oprah. Okay. Why? Because Midjourney doesn't want to be sued by Oprah. Okay. And of course, like I said, you can't clone yourself. That's a whole different process. Now, controlling photo quality. Okay. So the reason why Midjourney is so great with photos, because one of the things it does is gives us that professional clarity. So they had a lot of input from clearly the photography industry with training the data for these current models, particularly 6.0 and 6.1. They're good with the camera angles, the lighting, and the scenery. Everything is starting to look more real, more natural. And I will say Midjourney stock images look the most natural of any AI generator that I've seen. Of course, followed by Flux, but this is Midjourney, okay? The other thing we can do with photography is create campaign consistency. So you can generate multiple images with a consistent style. Okay. That means that your brand imagery will be cohesive. So when we come to talk about your content can have a specific feel, your brand photos can have a specific feel, your marketing materials, or just a simple campaign, right? Can all look very similar and very related, like it was shot by the same camera, shot by the same photographer, shot in the same environment. So we have the ability to do that. So realistic photo styles, okay? So there's about 6 popular styles, and I'm going to dig into each one of these. So the first one will be product photography, and you can just take a picture of the screen. Editorial photography, fashion photography. That's going to be a big deal when you want them to focus on what someone is wearing, right? When that's the focus of the image. Lifestyle photography, and I'm going to go explain all of these in details. Portrait photography is what you're looking for when you do things like headshots, and then sports photography. So let's look at each one of these, okay? Product photography. Okay, so again, these are going to be for your product. So for you guys who say, make physical products, like you make lotion or skincare or, I don't know, dog food, for example, okay? You're going to be doing product photography. So that becomes the first thing in your prompt. Remember, art style goes first in the prompt structure. Go back to day 1 and let's look at prompt structure. The art style would say product photography. Okay. And so here are some key angles. We can say product photography, white background, product photography, lifestyle shots, and product photography, flat lay. Okay. Flat lay is the overhead angle, like looking down at the product, like someone laid it flat on the ground on a sheet and decided to take pictures, or flat on the ground on a green background or a white background or whatever, like this. It's the overhead shot, like someone standing over it down. That's a flat lay. Okay, so here are some keywords. So you can screenshot this if you got a second. You can screenshot this, or you can pause the video and watch it back. Okay, so some keywords for white backgrounds, okay, is staged, right? So if you can say this is, hey, product photography, staged hand cream image, right? You can say white background, you can say showcase, right? In a showcase, it knows that it needs to have it positioned in some sort of maybe retail showcase, right? Retail shelf. And on a riser, this little white box thing that it kind of sits on is called a riser, okay? R-I-S-E-R. So then with lifestyle shots, you can say lifestyle, right? This looks like whatever this lime green, lime extract product line is that I made up, okay? So this is when we're doing it on a white background, more of the showcasing the product. But if you want to show it in the lifestyle, like how somebody uses it in a day-to-day, you would go product photography, lifestyle shot. You could also say product photography, realistic, okay? So that's the lifestyle. Then, of course, the flat lay. And another word for flat lay is knolling, right? And it's when you see a bunch of tools and things like that together. So the keywords make the difference when you're talking about product photography. Let's move on. Okay. So this one was saying product photography, beauty product, staged shot. That's what was in the prompt to get these 2 images. And what's the difference? You're talking about a higher stylization here. We talked about stylization and parameters yesterday. And so if you're following along in this series, go back and start from series 1, because everything builds on top of the other things. Okay. So this is an example of a staged shot in a beauty product. Okay. So now let's talk about fashion photography. Okay, so fashion photography is when you need to focus on clothing or outfit. So if you specifically um, want to do, say, um, someone wearing a suit, you want to capture the suit is a big part of it, or the style of dress is a big part of it, or their shoes are a big part of it. In photography, you want to go ahead and say fashion photography. It's going to focus more on the outfit and things that accentuate the outfit. Okay, so here's the types of fashion photography. Editorial is probably my favorite type of photography. Editorial is magazines. What magazines do, you generally will get it so that there's like space out to the side, because they're going to put, a little blurb or a title of an article here. You'll see these in 2-page layouts. You see in a magazine when you open it up and someone has like a single page or a double page. The double page is called a full spread. Okay. And so editorial, it understands that you're looking at magazine layouts. Okay. Commercial, all right, believe it or not, refers to video, but you can make images look as though they were extracted directly from a video. So when you look at this one, it looks like a photo. This looks like something if you were shooting a video, right? The commercial. If you were shooting a video, this is what it would look like in the background, and you can kind of feel like someone's zooming in. Okay, so commercial. So the keywords here are commercial, TV ad, digital ad. Okay, they're going to have more of a cinematic feel to them. All right. And then we've got street style. Okay, street style means if I saw someone on the street, what would this look like? So for all of those folks who want to take pictures, like, you want to have a photo of someone in an urban, like New York City or something like that, you might say, fashion photography, street style photography, fashion photography, commercial photography. You always throw in that, right? Or you can just skip to street style photography and the rest of your prompt. Okay, so these are categories. Fashion photography is the category. The photography art style is editorial photography, commercial photography, and street style photography. Okay, but they fall in the category of fashion, if that makes sense. All right, so let's talk about lifestyle. There's 3 types of lifestyles that are the most popular. Portraits is by far the most popular. Portraits is going to be your headshots, but it also could be your what they call life imitating art, right? It's also what they call fine art. Okay, so a lot of fine art, what you might see hanging in a gallery, is portraits of someone. Keywords to get a portrait is portrait, still photo, depth of field. Depth of field means that the background is blurred out. Okay, so a lot of times people will just type blurry background, but the photography phrase is depth of field. Okay, that means I want some dimension between the subject and the background. Okay, action photography is like sports, but you'll also see that like in National Geographic or whatever. It shows someone in motion, but it was slowed down. So you can see that there's action going on in the background, but it's kind of blurred. So this is great for people who want to do sports, fitness, okay, wellness. All right. So the keywords here are going to be sports photo, active athlete, player. Okay. So you would say sports photography, portrait photography. And then real life photography is when you really want to express emotions. So you're going to say realistic. Okay. And then you use the emotion, happy, sad, emotional, angry, confused. Use emotional words, right? And then you can do close up, and we can say, or National Geographic is an art style. Okay. And a lot of times people use words like award-winning photography. That's another thing they use. All right, so let's talk about lighting, okay? Because lighting is important. There's natural and there's artificial light. Natural means that there's some sunlight coming into a window. So right here, if you see how it's much more well lit on this side, you can kind of see there might be a window on the left side here. hitting her face. It's a little bit darker here. So it's giving a very natural, like this side has a shadow because she's not getting much light. Okay, so that is natural light. So you would say sunlight, golden hour, blue hour. Blue hour is as the sun is going down. Dusk is as the sun is going down. Outdoor light, ambient light is kind of a light that comes through the branches of the trees, like in a forest. Okay. Then artificial light. That's going to be studio. I'm a fan of studio lighting, particularly for people of color. The natural light, it kind of gives us a glow. But if you've got a deep melanin, okay, a lot of times you want to go for the artificial light to give us, reduce the shadows. Okay, we need to reduce the shadows. So a lot of times I'll use studio light, flash, right? Flash photography, soft box. It gives a softer look, but still brighter than natural light. Spotlight, overhead, diffuse light. So just take a picture of this. Backlight, dramatic lighting. Rembrandt means that their face is lit and then everything else is kind of in the shadows behind them. So Rembrandt was an artist back in the day. And so that's a lighting style because he was famous for that. Okay, so let's talk about the angles. Let's talk about the angles, and we're going to be wrapping up here in just a few minutes. Camera angles. Okay, this is photography. We're still talking about photography. And this is why when you see really great photography, people have put a lot of detail into things like this. The low angle, that means as if the camera is on the floor. Someone's sitting on the floor taking a picture of you upwards. Okay, high angle, right? That means someone is kind of standing over you, taking a picture down. Okay. So let's talk about distance framing. This is the most important. This is probably some of the most important things. Okay. So distance and framing keywords. Wide shot. So a lot of people saying, hey, I can't get the whole body in there. You know what I'm saying? I describe their t-shirt, I describe their shoes. And what you'll find is if you got a short picture and you say, hey, they got on yellow pants and green shoes, it'll show the person kind of sitting with their knees up in the shoes, stuffs the shoes in the picture, right? So a lot of times you've got to prompt a long picture to get everything in there. And the other thing you have to do is prompt a wide shot. So that basically tells Midjourney that your camera is zoomed out. Zoom out is kind of video language. Wide shot is photography language. So you would say wide shot, wide angle, wide lens, or full body, or all of the above. Okay. And then you've got close up. Most of your headshots are kind of close up. Okay. You can say close up, you can say zoom in, you can say half body shot. Okay. You can say, yeah, those are the most important ones. And then you've got the extreme close up when you want to get the details, zoom into the eyes, the lips, the nose. This is how you get photography that looks real. It gets down to where you can see the pores. So when we first started in 2022, right, the skin used to be so smooth, like it didn't look real. But if you do an extreme close up, then you're starting to get it to look more real. So extreme, there's close up and extreme close up. Another phrase you can use is macro photography, MACRO, not micro. Macro means I want you to get in and zoom in on the details. Okay. So that's it for now. All right. That's it for now on the photography. So tomorrow's art style, we're going to talk about paintings and illustrations. I'm going to see once I lay it out tomorrow if I need to separate them, but I think I can do paintings and illustrations together for the purposes of this. And so, yeah. And so Nubian treasures handcrafted. Yes, you did see me. I was in Cobb County on Sunday. I think it was Sunday. Maybe it was Saturday. I was there Saturday. I wasn't there Sunday. All right. So that's it for tonight. I'm going to go and grab the door and we'll see you guys tomorrow. If you're enjoying this, let me know. invite some friends, and we'll see you guys back here tomorrow.